I do not have a presentation built out, but I will be talking about, let me spotlight myself. I will be talking about tips for tracking. So body weight, kind of going off of what Lynn had just talked about with tracking your weight on a body scale. I'm going to be going through live demos of how to use a food scale. And also I would like to show you all some tips and tricks within MyFitnessPal. So John, my handy cameraman, is gonna come over and help me out with the camera. I think we're good for right now, but you can come and be. Um, Nope. Okay, anyways. Yeah, so first to kick off, I want to talk about using a body scale. Lynn already did a great job of talking about this, but that's super important to tracking your goals over time. We want to be weighing ourselves daily. It's really good to get into the habit of doing it in the morning. I like to keep my scale in my bathroom. I'll just do it like after I brush my teeth. You want to try to either do it naked or in the same underwear every day, or like similar. Like if you wear clothes during it, then it'll your weight will not come on as accurately. So yeah, we want to log our weight every single day, and we want to see how it's trending over time. I know a couple of the coaches have already spoken about this, but it's important to not compare day-to-day weights because it could be impacted by water in your body or excess salt, or not sleeping enough, or not using the bathroom beforehand. So it's really about seeing that trend over time. I think as part of the vegan squad method, we want to monitor your weight in like 2 to 3 week increments to see how it's trending. If you're bulking, we want the weight to be going up. If you're on a cut or losing weight, we want that weight to be going down. And your weight will be able to see if we should adjust your calories over time. So if we're in that cut and our weight starts to plateau, we know that we need to decrease calories a little bit more. So definitely invest into a body weight scale. We also want to be using some sort of tracking app like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer, which Lynn had just gone over. I'm actually going to share my screen from my phone and go into MyFitnessPal with y'all so you can see kind of what it looks.
I think we might have lost you, Alex.
We will be back momentarily.
You're muted, Alex.
So sorry, everybody. My computer just crashed on me, so I am restarting it. But I'm happy you're all still in the Zoom room. I guess I'll share my screen on my phone for now while I get that booted back up. My bad. Anyways, back to MyFitnessPal. Let me share my screen here. All right. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen? Yes, all good. Okay, awesome. So back to the weight. This is how your home screen looks in MyFitnessPal. If you scroll down here, you'll be able to input your weight by tapping this plus symbol here. So in the mornings, let's say you weigh yourself. I actually did this morning and I was 153.2. So it'll input my weight for today. And if I touch the weight, it'll show me my weight over time. I was playing around with it earlier, so it's set to 6 months, but you can change it. You can see how your weight has fluctuated over the week. I'm in a bulk right now, so this is exactly what we want to be seeing, this trend upwards. If we go back to the past month, we can see that I lost a lot of weight because I was having some health issues, but we're on the up now. And then transitioning into food a little bit. So you have your diary here. If you, we want to first start with setting how many calories we want to eat per day. So to do that, you will go into more, you will hit your goals, and you can change your caloric goals right here under nutrition goals. So you can change it here. Currently trying to eat 3,400 calories with 474 grams of carbs. The numbers are a little bit off here. If you pay for MyFitnessPal, I do not, you'll be able to get these more close to your numbers and actually have them be exact. I'm not trying to eat 260 grams of protein. I usually shoot for like 175. So yeah, but you'll be able to see how many calories you should be eating each day. Then if you go into your diary, you'll be able to log your foods. I already have a couple logged in here. So far I had oats in the morning. You can see it here. I really like to log everything in grams. And if you work with one of our coaches on the Vegan Squad team, our meal plans do, every coach will write it out for you, your meal plan in grams. Grams is the most accurate way to track your food. I'll show you with the food scale later, but you'll be able to see the difference between a half a cup of oats measured out versus a like actual serving size of oats measured out. It's very different sometimes. And that's why we want to use grams over cups to make sure that we're having a accurate caloric intake. So to do that, if you look up Quaker oatmeal, let's say you're using Quaker oats, if you tap on the serving size, most of the already factored in ingredients in MyFitnessPal have all of these different serving size options. So I like to select and find 1 gram, and then you'll be able to input how many grams of it you had. So a lot of people, when you first get into MyFitnessPal, it'll start out in fractions here. Fractions only go up to 200. So you'd only be able to input 200 grams, but to make your life easier, put it into decimals, and then you can input, I had 82 grams this morning. So that's a little walkthrough of how to use MyFitnessPal. Does anyone have any questions so far about this? And does this all make sense? Let me know. I'll also stop sharing my screen and pull Mr. Jonathan to be my cameraman, and I will come back in with my other camera. Cool. Thank you for your patience. All right, I guess we're going with my phone audio then. Cool. All right, well, we're back. Let me take myself off the spot. All right. All right, coming back. Sir, if you would please. Thank you. And you can use the joystick here. All right, so food scales come in different ways. They look differently, but they always have the unit and the tear. So it might be, let's do it a little bit better on this one, but we'll turn it on. There are, we actually might need to on the table so that it actually zeroes out. All right, so we have fluid ounces, we have grams, milliliters. That's a great question. Don't know how to change this. All right, well, can we turn this off? And I'll just grab from this screen, I guess. Well, should have definitely practiced this beforehand. All right. Oh, it was correct for them. Okay. It's correct for y'all. Just wanted to confirm. I saw somebody say in the chat. This is okay. Just let me know. Yes. Okay, awesome. So it's not backwards for you. Okay, good. All right, awesome. So anyway, so you have milliliters, you have grams. Grams and milliliters are the same. I believe that Lynn touched on this. So 100 milliliters is the same thing as 100 grams. So just wanted to, we'll put us in grams for now, just to keep it accurate. So I just want to walk y'all through a couple of different ways to use your food scale. So one of my favorite tricks is if you are getting peanut butter out for something, like let's say you're putting it on your oats, instead of having your bowl of oats on the food scale like so, and we always want to tare the container. We'll come back to that. But instead of having your oats in here and then pulling out of the peanut butter jar and dropping it on top and trying to eyeball and make sure that you get, let's say, your 1 tablespoon or 16 grams, I like to put the peanut butter jar onto the food scale and hit tare so that it zeroes it out. Now the food scale has taken into account the entire weight of the jar and all of the peanut butter that's inside of it. So now you can remove the amount of peanut butter that you want. So we have just taken out 7 grams of peanut butter on this fork. Just a lot easier to see this. Awesome. Just did this with your peanut butter rice cakes. Yeah, so we can see right here it says negative if you want to zoom in onto it. And we can tell that there are 7 grams taken out of this jar. Just a lot easier than pulling it out and trying to eyeball things. All right, next, wanted to show, 1 second, let me grab a cup. So wanted to show why we should use a food scale instead of measuring cups. So this is a half of a cup, and a serving size on a jar of peanut butter or a jar of oats is a half a cup and 40 grams, if y'all can see that. So we're just gonna, for fun, tear out this measuring cup and we're gonna see how many grams of oats are actually in this half cup of oats. I'm gonna try to get it in accurately. All right, so before using the food scale, would probably measure it out to look something like this, where it's pretty close up to the top. And we can see that this half a cup of oats is actually coming out to 48 grams of oats. This is a pretty big difference. This is an extra fifth of this serving. So that's why we want to use the food scale instead of using measuring cups, just to be as accurate as we possibly can. And I think this will be my last. It was pretty quick lesson here. Please let me know if you have any. Yeah, right. This is so awesome to be able to learn these tricks. So another awesome tip that I love to do is for meal prepping. This is great because let's say we want to cook 4 servings of rice for ourselves in this rice cooker. The easiest way, make your life so easy, is first, we're going to put the pot that we're going to put our rice into on the food scale. We're going to tare it. And do you have a phone near you? I'm going to grab it. It's really nice to do this with a phone so that you keep track of it. So we're going to zero it out. We now know that this pot weighs 356 grams. We're going to use our handy dandy calculator app. I guess we'll keep it in the calculator for now. So we're going to write 356 so that we remember. Then I'll actually do this live for y'all. So next, let's say that you want to make, we said 4 servings of rice. So on the bag of rice, we can see that a serving size is 45 grams. We want 4 servings. So we're going to remember this number, 356. We'll come back to it. But so we're going to do 45 times 4, which will give us 180. So we're going to pour 180 grams of rice into this pot. All right, 181. We'll go 1 over. So we can see it's 181 grams. Then we're going to add our water. I like to do 1.5 times the amount of rice. So we'll do 1.5. We'll add 270 grams of water to this. First, we will tare the food scale off so it's back to 0. And we'll add our water in. We'll throw it into our rice cooker to cook it. And when we bring it back out, so when we cook it, the weight is going to change. I'm just going to add some to this so that we have a different number. When we cook it, the weight is going to change. So whenever you are following your meal plan and you are measuring out your ingredients, you always want to take the dry weight of the ingredients. So we want to get the dry measurement of the rice. If we're doing tofu, we want to get the dry measurement or the pre-cooked measurement of the tofu. Same thing with vegetables. The weight changes when we cook them. So to be as accurate as possible, we want to use the uncooked or pre-cooked weight first. So, all right, let's say it's been 30 minutes. Our rice has cooked. we are going to take out the hot pot out of the rice cooker. We're going to place it back onto our scale, and we're going to find that this weighs 567 grams now. So we said that our original weight of the pot was 356 grams. So now we're going to go back into our handy dandy calculator. We're going to put in the weight of this total weight of this pot and the cooked rice. So it's 567. Do 567 minus our original weight of just the pot, 356. And it'll tell us that there's 211 grams of rice in the pot. So now we want 4 servings of this, so we're gonna divide it by 4, and it'll be a lot more than this, probably in the hundreds or low 200s, but we'll just assume. But now this is telling you that each serving of rice is 52 or 53 grams. So when you're measuring out your meal prep of rice, you just stick your bowl next to it like so. You'll tear it off, and then you'll just take your ladle or spoon, and like we did with the peanut butter, you're gonna remove it and pour it into the bowl next to it. And that is how you portion out your rice. This technique can also be used for your pots and pans. So let's say that you are cooking say grace or tofu or something else where you're going to be using a pan. You can do the same thing. You can put your pan onto your food scale and measure it out. So this pan weighs 989 grams. You can write that number down somewhere in your notes, and that way whenever you use your pan to cook in the future, you know that your pan weighs this amount, and you don't have to worry about measuring out your pan every single time like we did with this rice cooker. So yeah, those are my tips for using the food scale. I think that is about all that I have for y'all. Do you have any questions on anything that we covered? Yeah, let me know. I'm gonna look away for a second and look at my I've been using measuring cups. Mine is blown. Yeah, I feel you. When I first got a food scale, I was like, I don't need a food scale. Like I can just eyeball everything. But then I tried that and it was just like crazy. Yeah, so much easier and really, really, we want to be as accurate as we possibly can in our fitness and nutrition goals. So having a food scale is going to be one of your best friends throughout the process, and also having a body weight scale. That is really good. Can you turn the volume up? All right, Batty, please feel free to unmute. And
I think your audio is low.
oh, dude. Were y'all able to hear me?
I hear you, but it's like muffled or really low.
Did it make sense what I was showing? Yeah. Do y'all want me
Yes.
to run through it again? I can get a mic and run through it again.
It made sense to me.
I thought it was
Um,
all going to work smoothly, and then my computer crashed and everything went. Yes. Awesome. Do you want me to run through it again? Let me know in the comments. I can. And I will get my mic actually plugged in this time, so we can do it again. To the very end. Okay, cool. But everything made sense with like the pot and measuring everything out. Awesome. That was helpful. Yeah. Okay, cool. Okay, yay. Yeah, that's really all I have. Do y'all have questions with MyFitnessPal or anything? I can show y'all another more difficult technique with like saving your meal and stuff if you would like. But I feel like
Can I ask you a question real quick?
yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry, I can hardly hear you, but I can see you in the captions. Do you find that if you measure frozen fruit, does it weigh the same as defrosted fruit?
So, yeah, it should. Yeah, so,
Okay.
so yeah, if you have frozen fruit programmed into your plan, you can definitely just do like 100 grams of frozen blueberries, same thing as 100 grams of fresh blueberries. Yeah, good question.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for asking. Appreciate you. Does anyone else have any questions? That's a good question. These are all super helpful for me over time. Trying to think if I have anything else to share. But yeah, biggest thing is just is zeroing out or pairing your bowls whenever you use them for your food, especially for like meal prepping or I think where else. Like if I make myself trying to look at my water bottle. I usually put like creatine into my water bottle or like EAAs or like a simple carbohydrate called highly branched dextrin for my workouts. So I'll make sure to pair out my water bottle and then I'll pour my creatine, my HBCDs, and my EAAs all into my bottle, and I can pair in between each one that I'm adding and make sure that I'm getting like my 10 grams of EAAs, 20 grams of the HBCDs, the simple carbs, and like 5 grams of creatine. So it just helps you stay as on track as possible. And does anyone have any questions about like meal prepping or I don't know, like cooking techniques, anything y'all want to ask? Your time to shine.
Hey, Alex, I can barely hear you.
Dang. What did I know?
I thought it was just me for a minute, and then I realized that it wasn't just me.
Can people hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I fixed my mic. Oh, I thought I was talking this whole time. That's awful. While he does what he's doing, I'll give a really quick tip when it comes to tracking that I love to share with my clients. Tracking can seem, the people who say that tracking is really annoying probably are doing it throughout the day for every single meal. It makes it a lot easier if you plan out what you're going to eat in the morning or even the day before, and just go ahead and log that into your MyFitnessPal. And so you'll know that you're hitting your macros for the day, you'll know you're hitting your calories, and then you won't have to worry about tracking as you go throughout the day. And so that can lead to like maybe you're in a rush and you're running out because you have to go to work and you totally forgot to log your food and you don't remember what the grams were. But if you do it ahead of time, then you can look back and say, okay, I logged 100 grams of this, 50 grams of this, and you can just use that to plan your meals for the rest of the day. It makes it a lot easier.
Totally. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that tip. Also, is my audio better now? Thank goodness.
Much
Yes.
better. Yeah.
Okay, good. Cool. No, that's such a great tip. Yeah, planning ahead of time, tracking it just makes your life so much easier for sure. Also, if you're planning to eat out later in the day, um, sorry, I'm just making sure it doesn't pick up on John's audio. But yeah, if you're planning to eat out later in the day, it's super helpful to either go onto the restaurant's menu and see what they have and try to guesstimate. And then earlier in the day, you want to try to front load your day with protein. So eating meals richer in protein, lower in fat, maybe a little bit of carbs, but like protein shakes are great. If you're not a fan of protein shakes, I really love just you can take protein powder and mix it with a little bit less water, like a little bit of water, not like a whole bottle of water. Mix it together and it makes like a protein pudding. You can throw some like frozen fruit on there. If you wanted to like a little bit of peanut butter, you could, or like sunflower seed butter. But yeah, front loading your day and then just planning for the day ahead is very helpful. And then yeah, if you wanted to eat like a little bit off of your meal plan the following day, just plugging in as many meals as you can that you know you'll be on track for, which is super helpful. So yeah. Um, all right, we got some questions. Do you have a portable scale for eating out? I don't, honestly. I have not gotten one. I usually just do what I said, like try to front load the beginning of my day with protein and I do not bring one when I come out. Do you eat or bring a food scale when you go out to eat, just out of curiosity?
So I
No,
bought
no.
one. I bought
How
one.
many days ahead do you prep meals? That is a good question. I usually just do like three. I'm mostly home a lot of the time though. Like I work from home and I don't meal prep as often as I probably should. Like the most that I'll meal prep is I'll make like 4 servings of rice just so I have it. I usually have like cooked rice twice a day, so it'll be like two days. But yeah, try to figure out what works in your schedule. Like I know Sunday is a big meal prep day for a lot of people, so try to prep as many meals as you can in advance. Does anyone meal prep in the crowd here? If y'all want to drop your own thoughts, Miranda? Okay, hell yeah, hell yeah. Go ahead.
So I liked what Samara said about prepping 3 days at a time, because for me personally, if I prepped too much stuff, like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna prep all these veggies and all this stuff that I'm gonna have for the rest of the week. By like day 4, I don't want that anymore, and it's also kind of gross. So I think that prepping 3 days at a time, and it could just be stuff like you don't have to prep a whole meal and just have Tupperware containers of like your protein, your carbs, and your fats just already in there. You can just pre-chop some veggies, get frozen veggies and fruit. I think that a lot of meal prep videos and stuff online kind of make people think that it's a lot more work than it actually is.
It's like making leftovers. That's kind of how I see it. It's like you're making a meal and you're making leftovers for the next 2 or 3 days. That's all it is.
For sure. Yeah, yeah, 100% agreed. Yeah. Please let us know in the comments what you do and if those are helpful for you. But yeah, I 100% agree. And yeah, it does tend to get gross after a few days. So definitely like having that break in the middle of the week to prep again is definitely very helpful. Ashley asked tips for meals at the airport or traveling. That is a great question. For traveling, definitely protein sources like TVP, say Grace, like dry protein sources you could take with you. Protein powder, edamame puffs, like all of those are really great to put both in your luggage and also in your carry-on. I've also brought meals with me to the airport, so like I'll make like a rice and tofu and salad, and you can bring that through TSA as well. As long as it's not super watery, they will let you get through. I did mistakenly bring oatmeal that I did not microwave on time, and I brought overnight oats, and they made me throw it away. So that was sad, but yeah, just make sure that you cook your food, and they will let you get through with it.
And hummus
Yeah, I think
and
those
peanut
like
butter.
edamame puffs, they're a lifesaver if you haven't heard about them. They are just dried little edamame puffs, almost look like Rice Krispie cereal. They're great to bring with you to the airport or to travel because they're like 20 grams of protein for like 100 calories and super easy to like top off your salad with or other foods you may find like in the airport. I know the airport is not a very vegan friendly place, so preparing with something like that is very helpful. Bringing like green bites, like a high protein dessert or protein bars, and just making sure that you're stacked up, or you can make like your own seitan at home and bring that as well. If any of the coaches have anything to add, please do. I think that's all I have. Oh, Samara said.
Yeah,
Submissive.
The chat.
there was okay, I
All right.
saw one from Miranda.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead.
hummus and peanut butter have to be underneath or under the 3 ounce rule though. Now they used to let you fly with it, kind of as much as you want, but now they don't. So that's something, yeah, and I talked a little bit yesterday, but I do travel a lot. And so if anyone has like any specific questions on like traveling or kind of like wants an idea of like what I do, because I typically will do like long international flights. So I just got back recently, like last week, and had a flight from Morocco to Paris, Paris to Miami. So I do have some hacks and some tips with that, because I will say that you can't always, like, even if you put in for a vegan meal, you can't always rely on them to deliver you a vegan meal. And really, there's a lot of variance in the type of in-flight vegan meals you get as well. So with your macros and things like that. So definitely that's something to kind of keep in mind And I just got my fork taken away. I haven't had, I have flown with the same fork since, since before 2020. The last time it got taken away was 2020, but it got taken away again at the Moroccan airport. So I have to replace that. But yeah, because it's pointy. But
Appreciate you sharing all that. Yeah, Courtney is the travel queen. She travels the most out of all of us, I think, like in on airlines. But yeah, we've gotten a lot of really good tips from everybody. Samara said getting the roasted edamame snack packs. Yeah, those are awesome. I didn't know that they had lupini bean snack packs. I'm gonna have to try those out. Um,
It's the Brammy brand, and they're like not wet, but they're not fully dry, so they are a little soft. Those are like a hit and miss for some people. Some people love them. If you like pickled foods, you'll like the Grammy lupini snack packs. They're all carbs and protein, so no fat. So that's really helpful. But the roasted edamame ones, you can get the Sea Point Farm snack packs, and those have no added like oils and crap. And they're really well balanced. And when I travel, they're great for snacks. But let's say I go to a restaurant that doesn't have a vegan protein option, I'll order a salad with like no cheese and like a vinaigrette on the side, and then I'll put my roasted edamame on top of the salad as a protein.
Smart. That's genius. Thank you. Appreciate that. I love all the tips that people are giving. Sergio says meal preps for the whole week. Tries to do it a day in advance, but left me try to do it a day in advance, but left me no time after work to eat, to unwind. Totally. I didn't know that, like I would never think to put dry ice into a suitcase, so that's so smart too.
I have a friend who travels a lot, and she preps all of her meals to travel. Like she doesn't want to take a chance of eating anything not vegan and not healthy. So she brings a carry-on with her tofu and all of her prep meals and just puts dry ice in it. As long as they know that that's what's in there, it's fine.
So smart. Yeah, I'm learning too. I love it. Cool. Thank you all for hopping in and answering each other in the comments. I love it. Yeah, apple with powdered peanut butter in a container, 100%. So smart. Thank you for mentioning that. I forgot about powdered peanut butter for a second. But yeah, that's also a great um, ingredient to use for fat loss as well because it tastes like peanut butter, but it's like a third of the calories and still the same amount of protein. But like peanut butter has 15 grams of fat in it. Powdered peanut butter has like 2.5 or something like that. So it's awesome for weight loss as well.
Hey Alex, have you tried the performance one of those? I've been using this.
No, I think Courtney uses those
Yeah,
or
so
uses them.
powder, but it's performance. There's a vanilla and a chocolate, and they add 20 grams of protein to the peanut butter powder. So it's like,
Dang, that's awesome.
yeah, it's
Oh,
peanut
okay,
butter protein powder.
that I'm gonna try that. Thank you. I love this. Yeah, and Ava gave a great tip. Make sure to double check that the meal is actually vegan when going overseas. A lot of the labels will say vegan, vegetarian when they ask. They say, yeah, vegan. But yeah, no, it's really helpful to just bring your own foods when traveling for sure. Kuel is also a great lifesaver. I know they have pre-packed meals that you could take with you too. Cool, I love it. Well, awesome. That is all that I had for this segment. Thank you all for participating. I wanted to bring up the coaches just so we can answer any questions that y'all have from listening to everything at Summit. We'd love to hear what you enjoyed, what you learned, what you're excited to start. And yeah, just all come together as a group here. I'm gonna unspotlight myself. It's a pretty awesome summit, I will say. I think we had a lot of value, a lot of information. It was really cool to do those interviews with everybody too and learn about everyone.